Hi, it's Mark from Orange Rocket again. Hope you are doing well. So what I want to talk about today is market characteristics and grouping the market. So when we use the tools to analyze a market, what I like to do is compare like for like. So here's an example of one I've done. I've blanked out the category, the product name and the ASIN just because it was a real life example. But what we can see here is that we've got an extra couple of columns. I think this is from Data Dive. I can't remember which tool I downloaded it from. But what we can see here is that this product comes in packs, and then so it's very easy to say that this product is at 107 and this is at 32, but you've got to be able to compare like for like. So what we tend to do is to break it down into its constituent parts. So if it's a pack product or a supplement that's delivered in numbers of tablets, or it's a pack of food that comes in, you know, sizes of 12 and 24 and 48, is to look at it on a per item. So each pack, if there's 24, costs $4.50 in this case. This is a 6-pack, but it's obviously considerably cheaper. So this is $5.40. So if I'm advising a potential seller on what to do, then I can say, right, well, the average is around 11 packs. So most people seem to be selling. If you want to do really, really well, then maybe this is the right pack size to do. This isn't a clear example, of course, but you can see that, you know, the variations. This is the top sellers. You can see here that there's around 250,000, and then here you can see that there are lower sales. Market's worth about 3.5 million a month. So you can see here that firstly it's important to break it down on a per item basis so you can compare like for like. So we can say, well, look, you know, even though, you know, that product is doing more sales, it's doing it probably at a reduced margin because it's doing it at volume. This is a higher cost. Now you can see here clearly that in this particular market, that the cost per pack reduces quite significantly at the lower sellers. So the high volume sellers are not only high volume, but they're not necessarily doing it on the cheap. They're actually selling it at a high cost. Now it may be branding, it may be a number of factors at play here. And also you can see here that the mid sellers and the low sellers tend to be selling it in larger pack sizes. So there's a lot of characteristics, rather than just saying, well, here's a competitor and they're doing X in sales. And this is the keywords they're relevant for. What you need to do is to go a little bit, one level down, or maybe even 2 levels down, to start looking at packs or items, or number of items per in each product. You need to be looking at what's the average cost per item. You need to be looking at the averages, because very often we as advisors to sellers are often asked to get involved prior to a product being launched, and we can then look at the market and say, right, well, if you want to do well in this market, then your product needs to have this kind of characteristics. It needs to be typically in these pack sizes. So maybe, you know, maybe we discount the really top seller and we say, right, well, it's either in 6 or 12. I wouldn't do sort of 120 or 30 pack products or 60 pack products, because the market's suggesting that maybe they're, you know, lower sales. Although 46,000 is still a very nice amount of sales per month. But, and then we can also say, well, look at the ratings here. So we can see that, you know, obviously these are child variations of particular products. They've all got the same ratings, but the point is that, you know, again, advising a new seller, we're going one level down and saying, well, actually, can you compete? If you're launching, probably not at 3,500 or 9,000 reviews, but we might be able to compete further down here. So it's about analysing a market more than just revenue, breaking it down into its constituent parts, advising sellers on the characteristics and the features that make a successful product, and isn't just about ratings. It's about what does it, and then we could go a level even further if we wanted to start looking at the successful products. What do their packaging look like, what does their imagery look like, and I haven't even looked at all at advertising, which is the core of what we do, but I'm looking firstly is do we have the right foundations to build a successful business on? Are the products right? Do they stand a chance? If my seller comes along and launches a 200 pack at £10 a pack, then clearly this data is suggesting that they may struggle in this market unless they've got some reason why they can sell it at that. So I hope that helps. If you need any help with any of this stuff, then please do look out for our content, or reach us on email or YouTube messaging, or Facebook, any of those places. Be delighted to help if we can. Thanks very much for listening. Take care. Bye bye.